Tell us about the TVNZ stuff, because I haven't actually seen that. Because I've had.
Oh, it's not in here. On
no, I know. So what is it? The feed.
The feed.
Is it a show?
It's a show.
Oh, can we?
In
have a Google
TVNZ.
it? I didn't know that was a thing. So that's cool. The feed TVNZ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that there?
Yeah. You can watch the previous episode on TVNZ Plus.
That is great.
Yeah.
So is it like a what sort of show is it?
So it's all about social media.
Okay.
Yeah. What's in, what's not in, kind of thing.
So it's like a news show kind of thing, but for creators
Like
and social media.
entertainment. More entertainment. Yeah.
I've never seen it. Have
Yeah.
you seen it? We should get these guys on the podcast.
They're really nice. I love them.
Yeah. What's their names?
Mon and Ron.
Mon and Ron.
Yeah.
I love that. Mon and
And
Ron.
I was like, Mon and Ron, when?
Yeah, that's so funny. So you're like one of the correspondents sort of thing.
Yeah.
part of
So
it?
last year, I was only popping in the screen, like just for an interview.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they told me, oh, maybe you can have a segment which is just about guys' fashion. And at that time, I was so confused. I was like, do I really have good fashion? Because like my fashion is everywhere. Next time you'll see me looking like a baseball boy.
Yeah.
And then see a skater boy. And then afterwards, you'll see me in a funny bright color satin silk shirt.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe that's why they like me, because it's
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. And then around December, I sent them another video because I'm not really good in sending episode to them last year.
Yeah.
So I was just like, because they said, oh, just send us whenever you want.
Yeah.
There's no push.
Yeah.
Right. So December, I sent another video.
Yeah.
And they told me that they already wrap up the year, the season. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do next for that one? Because I really do like to get into the TV industry.
Cool.
So I told them a good exit, like goodbye or something, but in a way that there's something more in me.
Cool.
And then around March, when I was like really anxious about like the deals and everything,
Yeah.
3 days or 4 days or a week before my flight, they reach out and they said they want to hire me for the entire season.
Cool.
But I need to do 2 segments every week.
Yeah.
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 So that becomes my kind of full time.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was going to say they must pay pretty well. Being TV.
TV is
relative.
different.
Yeah.
TV is different. TV doesn't really pay much.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So it's not a lot.
not a lot,
It's so.
but it's a starting, because I do believe in bow and arrow kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like sometimes you have to step back to go further.
Go further. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. Great analogy. I think it's good too because it gives you more distribution, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It gives you more
Yeah.
distribution. No, I think the Philippines thing, like travel,
Yeah.
is something like, so I can get free travel. Like I went to Gold Coast for free. I'm going to Wellington and Queenstown for free. When we go to New York, our whole goal is to get free accommodation for the whole trip.
New York.
Yeah.
That's.
We're just going to try. Like, there's thousands of
Yeah,
hotels in
I
New York.
want to go to New York.
New York's
I
amazing.
feel like I'm going to cry on the square when I see that. I'm like, Harry Potter. Spider-Man.
The first time I went to New York, I pretty much did the same. So I arrived in
You
New
cried?
York at midnight.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then I was staying at the Intercontinental in Times Square. And I arrived. And Times Square was packed. Like maybe 1 million people just all around me. And I was like, I'm home. Like this is and then I remember that trip. I was like, I'm going to come back here one day. Like, this is the place I want to live. Like, it's such a cool city. There's heaps of bad stuff with New York, but there's so much good. It's such a cool place.
Yeah.
It's a big city. Big cities have their good stuff and their bad stuff, but it has lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Are you from New Zealand?
yeah, I'm from New Zealand. I'm from Auckland. Yeah. But that's something that you should seriously think about that. Like, it's, because I used to work in hotels. So it used to be my career. I used to run hotels for a living for like 15 years. And
So you can see like the behind the scenes of when creator reach out and everything.
yeah. And I know it's worth it for hotels because it costs them nothing, right? So a hotel room. So let's say a hotel room.
But you
costs-
ask for a full free?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if you think about a hotel room,
Yeah.
and it might cost $300 a night, let's say, that room might only cost a hotel $40 to $60 in cost.
Oh, wow.
So they charge you $300, but it only costs them $50.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I
For
can see
cleaning
the
fees and
difference
stuff.
now.
Yeah.
Back in 2018, because I'm not exposed with all of this stuff when it comes to like content creation and then free stuff from a hotel. One of my flatmate was talking to me, and they saw an article of a influencer asking a hotel for
Oh, yeah.
accommodation for a couple of days, and they said like, "Oh, we want to get a free couple of days and give you a good PR."
Yeah.
And then the company, I think the hotel released it out in public saying that
Oh, yeah.
it's not what they want to or something. Like it's very negative to
Yeah.
content creator. And then my flatmate, because I don't know anything, my flatmate was like, "Oh, you should not be something like this when."
No. But that's different. Like,
Yeah, but now I can see it because like
yeah, it's
some
changed
content,
now.
yeah, content creator get paid like big money, and if you're getting a free hotel without pay on top of that,
Yeah.
then it's a really good.
It's a good deal for the hotel. Yeah. And that's it, right? Like if it only costs the hotel $50 a night and they give you 5 nights,
and then you post it.
that's $250 cost to them. But for you, that could be $1,500 worth of hotel room nights.
Yeah,
So you think it's good because you're going to have to pay it anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're getting it for free, that's great, and you get to make content about it.
Yeah.
So
That's a
actually,
good relationship
hotels are really good, and actually, like Tony's smart enough to know how to broker that deal, or his team. So like you say to him like, "Hey, I want to try to get some hotels," and you usually have to go to the fancier hotels.
Yeah.
Usually the cheaper hotels won't do it because like their demographics aren't watching that sort of stuff, and their hotel's not fancy enough for it. Whereas like if you go to the real nice ones like the Langham hotels and like in Singapore there's like the Nomi hotels, which they've got
Nomi,
here,
yeah. I think they have that in Wellington too,
yeah,
right?
Wellington, Queenstown. So my best mate, he is the group revenue director of Nomi, and he's like, yeah, 100% Stan, our hotels are all fancy. Like the best way for us to market this is travel influencers.
I think I saw that on when I
Lydia.
was, yeah, Lilia.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very Instagrammable.
Yeah, it's real nice, real flash hotel. So like you can do the same thing in Philippines.
Yeah.
And like like in Philippines too, like some of the more remote places that are like real luxury,
Oh yeah, yeah.
those places.
And
love
also
it
those
too.
like villas in the Philippines. Oh my god.
yeah,
Right next to the ocean. Oh, beautiful.
exactly right. So it's like a real cheap way to do it, but you could also do it in a way where so that gets you a hotel, but then you like work with other local things that get you brand deals, to earn an income while you're there. You could go set up a whole trip, man.
Yeah.
It's not even that
I'm
hard.
gonna do that.
Tony would know how to do
Yeah,
it. He's smart,
yeah.
man. That guy knows.
And also like the feed, they want me to do experience travel and stuff. Yeah.
So
I think I'm gonna have an episode today.
oh, really?
Yeah, about my experience with rugby.
Oh,
I
yeah,
went to
yeah,
the
yeah.
rugby show.
Yeah. That's
Dolphins
funny.
versus one New Zealand
Yeah.
Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah. Rugby league. Yeah, that's cool. That's funny. So tell me about the TV stuff. So you got ambitions to get into more TV?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What was the goal? What would you love to do?
Weird thing around December, I was having a talk with my dad.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I feel like I do want to do a host thing, just like an
yeah.
experience at least.
Yeah.
And then this happened. So I'm like, what? Yeah. Sometimes universe just like freaks me out.
That's it.
A little bit.
Opportunities, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with this show, really fortunate enough to get this before like my travel because I was worried so much, and then I flew down to Christchurch on their first episode.
Yeah.
For the season.
Cool.
And it's live TV.
Oh, is
and
it?
then and then like I remember 3 minutes or 4 minutes before the live.
Yeah.
They told us like, okay, this is our first show of the year. TVNZ are watching. So I'm like, okay.
Shit.
I was like really nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it go?
It went well, but I can't stand watching myself on that episode because I know how nervous I am,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know that I blank out at some point. Someone said like it's okay. They said you did a pretty good job. I did not see that you're like
Yeah.
nervous, but some people was like, I can see it.
Yeah.
You're nervous, and I'm like, oh my god.
What did you have to do?
They just interviewed me. It's like basically an introduction
Okay.
that they're gonna say to people that Win is gonna be part of our season for this year.
Cool.
And he's the one that's being like a nosy insider to a lot of like events and stuff.
Yeah. What do you hope to get to from TVNZ? Like, do you want your own show?
Hopefully.
Is that the goal? Is
Yeah.
that your career goals too? Like to be a celebrity?
I feel like it always changed.
Yeah.
Because weirdly, before, after I graduated, I didn't know about like social media.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's a thing, but I do love posting and making videos. At first, I thought when I graduated uni, I'm like, you know what? I studied advertising, so I'll be an advertiser. And then go to like Cannes for winning some like commercial that I made.
Yeah.
And then it changed. I was talking to my dad. I was like, maybe I want to be a professor from a university.
Yeah.
And then New Zealand comes in, and I was like, I remember back in the days, I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
And then I love filming, so I was like, why not director? But then a lot of Filipinos, when they boomed in the acting industry when they're like 18,
Yeah.
and I'm like already 20.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I missed my boat. So I'm like, I probably should give that one up.
Yeah.
And then social media pops in, and I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this happens.